slack. Quickly, BJ posting up on the 5'11 Johnson. Takes it strongly to the hole, and BJ, who's averaging just over Purdue way outside. Robinson backing off. Pippen the double by Robinson and Elliott. David backs off with 8 to shoot. Elliott going one-on-one, putting the forearm up on Pippen. It goes.
That's a great matchup. Sean Elliott, Scottie Pippen. I think Sean Elliott is a very underrated defender. He has long arms, built a lot like Scottie. Scottie has the quickness. And when you look at Chicago, really the only two post players they have is Scottie Pippen and Toni Kukoč. So when they need a basket, look for them to go into the post and either get one themselves or kick out for the perimeter.
Chicago only turns it over 15 a game.
Yeah, both these teams take care of the ball. So there's the problem. There's the problem right there. Toni Kukoč is going to play Robinson.
His first. But can anybody cover David Robinson on the elbows on Chicago's team? I don't think so.
No, not at all. And there's Avery Johnson going to his left hand, and that's one thing Phil Jackson.
Elliott right around Pippen for the jam.
We're seeing more of that.
2. For Robinson. Kukoč tries to put a body on him. David with the sweeping left hand.
Well, Phil Jackson cannot like
on an 8-0 run. Harper can't stop it. His shooting woes continue. Armstrong for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net for BJ.
Now BJ's really picked shooting. Got off to a very poor start shooting the threes, missing his first 9. Now he's up at almost 40% once again.
Avery Johnson has not missed a shot for the San Antonio. Armstrong Johnson works off a pick by Purdue. This time Will slips it. Rodman stays with him. Armstrong just takes it to the hole from the left side.
Without David,
give it up quickly to Pippen with 15 to shoot.
This is where Scottie has to really work hard. And now he has to take a lot of shots against the shot clock. As a result, his shooting percentage is down.
By the Bulls. To Elliott. Pulls the trigger from 17 and rattles it home. Elliott with 6 tonight.
San Antonio.
5-game, 9-day road trip for San Antonio. They're 2-2 on the trip so far. Pippen the pull-up J, buries it. Scottie was 7 in the ball. Kukoč gets a forearm by Elliott with 8 to shoot. Spins left. Will Purdue there to clean it up.
All that's created.
Leads by 4. David to the hole. Oh, Dennis Rodman.
I think that Rodman's first off.
As Doc Rivers calls himself, was checked into the lineup. Person, you don't see him drive very often, but he makes good on that.
Because they were trying to post up Avery Johnson, so they bring him in as a bigger guard. Look at this great
great pass from Doc Rivers to Rodman, and Rodman spots the Rivers in the backcourt. Person gets a step on Bushler to the hole, counted for Chuck Person.
Remember when I said he made that first drive? If he can make it.
San Antonio with some players on the floor that can score. There is one of them, and he does.
Chuck Person, a little post up. He's got 2 little spectacular play, and you don't get the finish. It's another turnover. Scottie Pippen leading the league in steals, 2 consecutive steals.
Scottie almost 3 steals a game, ends up in the hands of Bushler, who gets his. Avery Johnson in for San Antonio. Kukoč standing on the 3-point line. It goes down as a 2 for Toni Kukoč. His first of the ball, get a piece of it, but it distracted him, and here come the Spurs.
This is what they need, a quick hitting play, a quick jump shot. They'd gotten into the half court, and the reason they had done that is the Bulls lulled them to.
The San Antonio Spurs have Vinny Del Negro and Avery Johnson as Toni Kukoč hits the 3. His first of the ball.
I don't know if after he's sat down, if he's gotten stiff or cold, but he does not look real fluid right now.
Kukoč ties it up at 34. Johnson wanting Del Negro to come out. David post up, takes it inside. There's the inside shot. Still, like you said, Doug, no lift. Almost went up a little soft. Tries the reverse, didn't get it again, and no authority on that.
Yeah, it looks like David is really struggling to get that explosive jumping that we normally see from him. I don't know whether his leg's a little sore. They've been on the road trip a long time. He missed the game with the back spasms, and you just don't know how he's feeling. But the one thing about it, David does not like to play with his back to the basket. Now, twice they've gone to him, and you can see that the shot he shows up there is just a little bit of a lazy shot. It's not really one with great authority. Here we're talking about a guy who's 2nd in the league in scoring at 28 points, 3 block shots, 21st in steals, 5th in rebounds, 12th in field goal percentage. I guess he's doing something right.
He's doing something right. Not listening to us.
Right.
Luke Longley's checked in for the Bulls. Joey Crawford blows the whistle, and we've got a technical foul going to be called. Let's see who it's going to be on. Is it on Pippen?
Scottie better be careful with Joey Crawford. He'll get thrown out. Joey's got a quick fuse.
And Luke Longley tries to stop it. Now Pippen, and there he goes. Pippen is gone.
That's a bad play.
That is one thing Scottie Pippen does not need to do, considering the circumstances the last few weeks. And Bill Jackson comes over to calm him down.
Joey's not a guy that you can do that with. There's some officials that will give you some room. Joey Crawford will not take that. That's 2 games now that Scottie's been ejected this year. He was ejected against the Clippers. They lost that game. Scottie needs to get to the locker room right now. It will serve him no purpose other than to get himself in further trouble by saying something else. Get to the locker room. I know he's frustrated.
He throws a chair. My goodness gracious. Oh my. You don't need this in the league.
You got to get him. You got to get him in the locker room right now. If it takes security or whatever, somebody get him into the locker room. This is a lot of frustration you're seeing come out on Scottie Pippen right now. Is what's happening. You're seeing him. Just the feeling Scottie is irate. That's the most angry I've ever seen Scottie, and I've been around him a lot of times.
And there is not a PR firm in the world that will be in Joey Crawford.
Scottie was upset because about 3 plays prior, he had pump fake Chuck Person in the air. There had been contact, no call. So he's really out of the play here. And he said something to Joey Crawford. That's from 2 possessions before. But when he really got himself in trouble was right here. You've got to get away from Joey Crawford. Team tries to get him away. And once you go back and storm like that, you've got to be thrown. And as I said before, Joey's not a guy that you do that to. He's not going to give you that kind of freedom. And this is going to really cost Chicago. It happened earlier in the year here against the Clippers. Scottie got off to a great start, got thrown out in the second quarter, and the Bulls lose at home to the Clippers. So we'll have to wait and see. The score was 34-all with 2:56 to Spirit Chicago right now going into half. You don't want to give them life.
Armstrong, the pump fake, 2 for B.J. Armstrong.
Anytime that he's only got 1 rebound and he was able to finish off the offensive boards, he's not made his mark tonight getting second shots.
Kukoč, nothing but the bottom of the net from the outside, and Toni checking in with 9.
They've seen each other in practice, I'm sure, many, many times, and that clock working against them once again.
Del Negro over Harper, nothing but net. That is a 3 for Vinny Del Negro. His
frustration of not getting the call when he was playing against Chuck Person. He pump fake Chuck in the air, and he got bumped right there. Took the shot and thought he was going to go to the free throw line, so he's a little bit frustrated there. He got no call. Now Rodman's in the lane, and he's yelling at Joey Crawford, 3 seconds in the lane. And Joey Crawford does not want to hear it. He tees him up. So now Scottie continues to talk to him. And once he does this right here, once he really gets angry, you're going to see him for whatever was said. Right here, he got angry. And now Scottie goes berserk, and that's when he gets thrown out of the game. And again, Joey Crawford's not a guy that you're going to be able to talk to like that, nor any of these officials to show them up. And then Scottie then tops it off by picking up a chair and throwing it out onto the floor. So I firmly believe that a lot of this is the anger and frustration building up in Scottie Pippen on what's going on with his team, the fact that he's
not in the third quarter. Back to Kukoč. He's standing on the line. It'll go down as a 2 for Toni Kukoč.
So Pippen, they played well at Indiana, so they can do it.
Bushler from the outside. Rodman just flat out lost the handle, then allows Kukoč to put it back in.
See, Dennis play like the defensive player that he is.
The double by Purdue and Kukoč. Robinson. Harper may have gotten a piece from it from behind, but David still with his 9th.
Negro.
Elliott running the floor. Robinson from the left side. Del Negro for 3. Vinny Del Negro, his 3rd from the arc tonight. Almost throws it away. Del Negro spotting up again. The jumper counted for Vinny Del Negro.
He is playing so what it is to have great confidence when you get ready to take that shot.
As a starter shooting 52% is Toni Kukoč. Drains the 2.
See, Bob
not afraid to. Del Negro for 3, rolls it around and counted.
You got to get up on a guy when he's. You can't really take advantage of him by posting.
Steve Kerr will be in the AT&T long distance shootout, and he buries the jumper, which of course you will see right here on TNT.
Play Avery Johnson.
Del Negro finds the open space. What a look by Vinny Del Negro to David Robinson for the jam.
Up and challenge Kukoč.
Bad pass. Avery Johnson was looking for Rodman, but he gets it back. Takes it to the hole with the left hand. Rodman, the rebound and the putback.
See, if Dennis Rodman would get excited, well, picture perfect pass and screen roll. You see the help by Toni Kukoč. Will Purdue trying to play the cutter as well as the guy getting ready to penetrate.
3 on 2 if they hurry. Del Negro counted.
Man, oh man, that's a great feeling as a shooter. Coach, they're going to end up with a jump shot against the clock, and it's just not working for them right now.
They're limited in their offensive players anyway. Is David Robinson now starting to take charge?
Let's see how many seconds are on the clock when they get. Well, they're not going to get a shot.
Robinson has Avery Johnson. Little give and go. All right for David Robinson. Johnson now, in case you just joined us, Scottie Pippen was tossed from the game at the 2:56 mark. It included a chair throwing incident by Pippen as Longley drops down the right-handed hook. Lucian Longley. Dennis Rodman
to get a reset on that clock.
That's right, because it hit the rim, and Sean Elliott, though, says we're not going to need another 24. San Antonio looking a lot better than they did in the second quarter. The hot hand belongs to Vinny Del Negro. Trying to win their third straight game, which would tie their longest win streak of the season. Robinson, not in my house. To Person on the left side.
That's what you have to do. Force BJ to put it on the...
Person from the arc. Count it.
That's Chuck's first three.
He needed the game. This is the quietest we've heard a game in Chicago in a long time as Longley drops it through for his fourth point of the game, and we have a foul. Problem for Chicago this year. Stamina, confidence, and poise have been problems, according to the coaching staff. We've seen all of that tonight. David Robinson drops one through. Longley doesn't have a real scorer's mentality, so David can really concentrate on that.
Well, you got to keep David Robinson around the basket. The problem you have with Luke Longley is he plays around the basket, so David is going to be there to block shots. With Will Perdue in there, you can lift him or Winnington, but here's what's happened. Look, David Robinson on the...
Toni Kukoč sits. Robinson, like putty in the hand, taking candy. 8 points, 8 assists, 14-point lead now for the San Antonio Spurs. BJ cuts that down to 12. Lineup. To Kerr, stops, pulls the trigger with 4 seconds left. Steve is out to cover Sean Elliott. Elliott, the big step fans wanted to walk. Instead, it comes up.
Like to push it to double digits and then get his starters back in to finish it off.
Kukoč right around J.R. Reed. Count the basket, and we have a foul. Elliott with 8 to shoot, loses the handle. Rodman inside with the 2.
So now he got the layup. Now
15 rebounds for Dennis.
This is problems right here. Quickness, I don't think he can handle it from out there.
David uses the left hand from the right side.
A ho-hum night and has 16 rebounds.
And you wonder, people are probably wondering why he isn't in the top 2 or 3 as Doc Rivers hits the jumper. As far as rebounding, well, you have to. Robinson. Rivers from 17. Doc can't get it. Rodman the tip.
That's what Dennis Rodman does best right there. David Robinson's got to be very careful, not allow Winnington to drift. There's a great steal by Doc Rivers.
And he has Judd Bushler to beat, and he does just that.
That's what he's paid right now for, to be a defender late in game. A little differently against him. That's a bad shot by Pete Myers.
Rodman tried to keep it alive, and he called the timeout.
He's going to say he's on the floor.
They're going to say he was on the line. And they give the ball to Chicago. Well, he's pointing the wrong way if it's Chicago ball.
No one checking out Dennis Rodman. You cannot give him this kind of freedom on the offensive board. Someone's got to face guard him, put a body on him, do something.
8 to shoot.
That injury used to be the crippler, and you couldn't come back. Now you are.
Kukoč, the double pump, the basket, and the whistle. 24 for Toni Kukoč. Robinson with the foul. Only his first.
Nice penetration by Pete Myers, and Toni Kukoč again with a hanging shot. The guy has an array of...
David, indecisive. Elliott goes left, shoots right.
Again, he's doing that so much better.
Good defense by the Bulls. Elliott can't get it. The tip goes down.
Anytime you get penetration and you bring penetration, let's see if they can find Del Negro skipping it across.
Rodman has it blocked by Bushler. No foul. Bounce pass. They look for Robinson. There he is. Takes a dribble. Oh, he got out. He almost made the shot. My goodness, he almost made the basket. And here we go. 4, 5. They barely get it in. Weddington puts it up. No, it won't go. Weddington wanted the foul. You're probably not going to get that. 4 3-pointers in the game already. Sat out a lot of the fourth. Nice pass to Robinson for the jam. Avery Johnson, the left-handed hook. Rodman the tip.
They got to get a body on him, Ron. How many times?
Kerr left open. Rodman can't get him, and he drains the 3. Awareness taken out. Chuck Person is in for Elliott. Doc Rivers is in for Avery Johnson.
They're going to go for three here, it looks like, because they're using some clock.
Robinson with Weddington. He'll take the 17-footer. Buries it with 6.1 left. David Robinson with 2 free throws to send it into overtime. Hits the jumper.
So they did not need a three, and they wound this down to the end, and David Robinson ends up with a little jump shot. Whittington giving him room, saying, if you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me with a jump shot, and Robinson buries it. So critical plays. Robinson 2 free throws with 0.6 of a second regulation. Now he buries it, and still a ton of time right now.
Robinson, 7 of San Antonio's 9 points in overtime. Watch the guy throwing the ball in. There's Purdue. Robinson steals it. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He's got it with 1.7. David Robinson single-handedly has brought back the Spurs from the grave.
Up to midcourt. That's the only thing that can beat you. And that's what happens. A lazy pass. David Robinson, you know what? He mishandles the ball. He almost missed this layup. He almost took off too far away. And look at this right here. You just don't float the ball up lazily. Will trying to get the foul, but David Robinson just outruns him down the floor. This has been a game of twists and turns.
Unbelievable finish, but we still have 1.7 left.
Winner could win it. This would be phenomenal.
Bushler back to Kukoč. There it is for three. Almost gets it. It won't go down. A valiant effort by the Chicago Bulls. Munson, our Budweiser player of the game. And for all the young basketball players